102, we're live in Los Angeles. This is The Herd. Wherever you may be and however you may be listening, we're on iHeartRadio, we're on Fox Sports Radio, and we're right here on FS1. Kendrick Perkins was great, by the way. Joy Taylor is joining me. If you listen to Kendrick Perkins, he had a couple of gems. And you know, one thing I really love, Joy, like he's at the end of these series, Kawhi Leonard's tired, Giannis is tired, James Harden looked tired, the Warriors are falling apart. It's not about, all these guys, all these analytic guys. It's just about who wants it more and who can get a bucket. It's not about analytics. The Warriors are shooting fewer 3-now's than ever. It's just like, get a bucket.
Yeah, it's who wants it and who doesn't make a mistake in the biggest moment at the end of the game.
Yeah, people, these teams are all exhausted.
Right.
And we're trying to, the matchups and the matchups. Yeah, I know when Golden State plays, for instance, if they played Milwaukee, they want to take Milwaukee's bigs off the floor. So they're going to go small lineups to take Giannis off the floor as much as they can. If I can figure out that now, I think everybody in Milwaukee could figure out what the Warriors are going to do in 10 days. It's not schematics anymore. Everybody's shot. Everybody's tired. Kawhi Leonard you can't play that hard, that long, that many games, lean on him that much, and it's over. I want to talk about this, though. We don't get many phenoms in sports. Bryce Harper, LeBron, Tiger Woods, I believe Zion is what I would classify as a phenom. Carson Wentz is a good football player. Andrew Luck's a good football player. They're not phenoms. Phenom is great, earlier than you should be, magnetism, energy, juice. We just don't get them. You get about 2 a decade. I mean, that's about it. You get about a Wayne Gretzky, a Zion, a LeBron, a Tiger. And I'm reading this story this morning. Zion blew up virally about 5 years ago on the internet. Then he goes to Duke, and he doubles Duke's ratings. He's the biggest star easily. And then he goes to the Pelicans. And I got to be honest with you. This morning, David Griffin has a quote, and he says, why are we going to trade Anthony Davis? Why wouldn't players want to play? He goes, we can be Oklahoma City with Paul George. Hold on to Davis. See what we are. Winning the lottery with Zion changes how he can buy into it every day. Maybe he believes a little more. As much as elite talent likes to play with elite talent, I can't imagine saying any elite player in his prime looking at our situation and saying to themselves, there's a better group to play for than ours. Now, a lot of that salesmanship, but I got to tell you, this morning I wake up, and this is the power of a phenom. And I look at the Pelicans, and I'm like, it's kind of interesting. My whole life, I thought of the Pelicans. That's a mess. Get me out of town. It's not New Orleans. It's the Pelicans. I don't think that way about LSU football. I don't think that way about the Saints, but the Pelicans my whole life. And this shows you what a phenom is. Anthony Davis is a great player. Did anybody ever feel this way when Anthony Davis went to the Pelicans? He's got no magnetism. He's got no juice. He didn't change the way I thought about the Pelicans. He's just a great player. This shows you, Bryce Harper goes to the Nats. The Nats became a national story. All their dysfunction, phenoms reshape narratives. Tiger goes to golf. Golf is old guys. It's grumpy guys. It's slow. Tiger he shines so brightly, it just tramples that narrative. It's like, golf's fascinating. He swears. He throws clubs. I didn't think when I used to turn the TV on Sundays with Tiger for a decade, it was boring and slow. It was juice. This kid is different. The body, the smile, the personality, the torque, the dunks, the shoe. He is just appreciate it. Because, a lot of us forget, if I said to you, do you remember LeBron's first year? You don't. Do you remember Tiger's first tournament? I would say even golfing purists, it's kind of fuzzy. Do you remember Bryce Harper's first at bat? This kid is totally different. And I think the greatest example, Vegas, Pelicans went from 300-1 to 25-1 to win the title. Vegas doesn't care about anything but winning money. What Vegas is telling you is not only Zion's going to be really good really fast, but Zion is going to attract or keep other players. Vegas has it right. The phenoms, there's a big difference between Carson Wentz and Andrew Luck, who are great, Baker Mayfield, who's fascinating, and a phenom. The look, the smile, the torque, the shoe. That shoe, He ruptured a shoe. He broke through a shoe. That became iconic. Fascinating player. So I saw this. A couple days ago, a story came out. And I actually got texts from two people in sports that said, Peyton's going to the Jets. He really wants it. And I said, this is it's not a good fit. And I think Peyton's too smart to take over this situation. So Reggie Wayne, former teammate of Peyton Manning, was on the NFL Network yesterday. And he agrees with me. Here it is.
General manager?
Yes.
Absolutely not.
Why is that?
You think Peyton Manning will give an owner an opportunity to fire him or have a head coach backstab him and throw shade and get him fired? Peyton would not, he would not allow that. He doesn't even have to do that. He would not allow that. But what I do see him doing is being an owner. I see him being an owner somewhere down the line. That's more a Peyton Manning move. I think he'll be the new modern Jerry Jones. I think he'll be an owner slash GM. Probably won't do as many media obligations, but I see him being that kind of owner.
That's spot on. That's exactly what I feel. First of all, most people look at the general manager job and they see 150 people below him. Peyton Manning sees that Jets job, and you know what he sees? The two people above him. They can fire him. Peyton Manning has crafted his life to have control and the final say. And for the record, when he has it, it almost always works. Okay, that is what he knows. Work hard, gain power and control, and I win more. John Elway gave a lot of it to him in Denver. Tony Dungy basically gave the offense to him in Indianapolis. His business dealings, he's got power and control. Most people get a GM job and see the people below him. He just sees the one or two above him. He's not letting people fire him. Another thing, this move would help the Jets way more than Peyton Manning, because the Jets right now are stumbling. This would clean up and button up and cinch up a lot of the question marks. It would help the Jets. I mean, Peyton Manning takes it over tomorrow. You get literally a 2-year honeymoon period. Well, Darnold, Gase, Peyton is great. What's it do for Peyton? Creates an opportunity for him to get fired. And he's built an entire legacy on, I'm really good when you give me control. Here's a couple other things to think about. So let's think about Peyton Manning and the three owners he's closest to. So what's his history with owners? Jim Irsay, impulsive. Jimmy Haslam, Cleveland, also Tennessee Volunteers, top booster. Could I say a little chaotic? And then Pat Bowlen in Denver, solid, understated. That was a good experience.